Johnny Bananas, how are we, sir?
In the flesh and blood. Couldn't be better. Back in the old stomping ground, New York City. It's always a good time here.
It's good to see you here. You got a lot going on. You got one of the shows on now. Which show? And that's
The Challenge USA.
And then they just announced this week you had the Villain Show, where they put up all the bad guys and girls of all the reality shows, and you're all competing together. How was that experience? 'Cause that was new.
Dude, I've always been, usually when I'm on TV, I am the iconic villain on reality TV.
Yeah.
He decided to take all of the most iconic reality televisions, all of the most iconic reality television villains, the best that you've ever seen, and put them under one house, under one roof, and what happens is even more insane than you could imagine.
Who were some of the people on that one? Because I'm more interested in that one
Oh,
first.
dude, where do we begin, dude? Myself, Omarosa, Tanisha from Bad Girls Club, Corinne from The Bachelor, Jax, arguably the biggest villain / dickhead to ever grace the reality television screen.
How was he a dickhead in person, or?
I mean, listen, dude. Listen. I mean, I get why he has the notoriety that he does for being a villain on reality TV. They did not miss the mark with one of the Shake from Love Is Blind.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. It's an all-star cast. Johnny Fairplay. I mean, Johnny Fairplay. Literally, I didn't know this about him until I got into the house. Lied about his grandmother dying in order to gain sympathy. So there is nothing that this cast won't do in order to manipulate, scheme, and backstab their way to the end.
So, would you say this? So Jax was maybe the biggest dickhead.
Yep.
But who was the nicest? Who was the one that was actually you like bonded with? You're like, oh man, this guy's actually not a bad kid.
I mean, me and Tanisha, believe it or not, it's probably the most unlikely pairing you're ever gonna see. my road dog.
What is the key to reality TV? Because you've been able to maintain it for a long time.
Yeah.
But what's the key to longevity on reality TV?
You got to go against the grain, all right? And sometimes people can't handle, the heat and the fire that comes along with being villainized. But I've found that it's actually better to be the heel, and it's actually better to be the villain. It's just finding the balancing act between being a villain people love and being a villain people actually despise and hate. So there's a way to kind of to walk that fine line.
Yeah, what do you think about this union that Bethany Frankel is starting with all the reality TV people?
It's going to be tough. Here's why it's going to be tough. Because I think there's going to be a few people at the top who are going to stick to their guns and who are going to stick together. But I think there's a lot of the bottom feeders who are just desperate to get on television that aren't going to want to stick to it in order to for the betterment of the rest of the group. So it's going to be an interesting experiment. I mean, actors have been able to do it with SAG. Whether or not reality television stars are going to be able to do it is going to be an interesting experiment.
Have you got any phone calls about like, hey, can you help us out, or are you at that point?
No, I'm not at that point yet. I mean, where I'm at right now is I feel like, dude, now that scripted have all basically walked out, and with the writers and with actors on strike, I thought that this was going to be a very good,
time for you.
Time for people that are on unscripted. But now that it sounds like unscripted are going to be doing the exact same thing, I don't know. It's anyone's guess what's going to happen.
Who's been the biggest Johnny Bananas fan? The one you're like, man, this person's like really ecstatic about it.
My boy Jimmy Fallon.
No.
Oh yeah, dude. Jimmy Fallon is one of the biggest Johnny Bananas fans out there. He actually had me on. Yeah, dude. Jimmy Fallon's my guy.
How many more years do you think you got left in you to do these challenges?
Dude,
you still look good, obviously. You haven't aged at all, but
appreciate
how
that.
long do you think you can keep competing and doing
Challenge keeps me young. I've always said that being on reality television, it's like my Neverland. No matter how old I get, the competition stays the same age. How long do I got? I mean, we'll see. As long as I'm not worried about my body breaking down. I'm worried about the long-term side effects that reality television has had on my brain. And I've actually said, when I die, I'm donating my brain to science so that they can see what the long-term side effects of reality television is on the human brain. I think I'd be a great case study.
Do you think it's messed you up a little bit?
A little bit. Should we get my therapist on the phone and he can tell you? Yeah. All of my winnings, people are like, what are you going to do if you win? I'm going to be like, well, most of it's going to my therapist. But then I'm also going to donate 50%, and I'm saying it here for the first time, 50% is going to charity.
I love it.
And if she's not working, it's going to Destiny.
Bananas, you're the best, dude. Good
Hey,
to see you, my
likewise,
friend. Thank
man.
you, brother.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right.